Glad to see you again. Today, I am going to share about the common features in a medical and hospitalization plan. Stay tuned. Common features that require attention. Number 1. Lifetime limit. Lifetime limit is the reimbursement limit on insured's medical and hospitalization costs throughout the insured life term. Example, the purchase lifetime limit is 200,000. Actual medical and hospitalization charge is 287,000. Policy owner would have to pay the amount that is exceeded the lifetime limit, which is 87,000. A friendly reminder: once the lifetime limit is reached, the medical and hospitalization plan or rider will cease automatically. Item number 2, annual limit. Annual limit is the reimbursement limit on insured's medical and hospitalization costs throughout each calendar year. Hence, even if the lifetime limit is, say, 1 million, if the annual limit is 100,000, the reimbursement shall only be limited to 100,000 ringgit in a particular calendar year. For example, if the annual limit purchase is 100,000, but the actual medical and hospitalization cost incurred is 120,000, policy owner will have to pay for 20,000 ringgit. Here is an example extracted from one medical card plan. You can see here, lifetime limit is none. Overall annual limit, it is none, and the other choice is 480,000. Of course, depends on which plan you choose, the premium rate will be different. When we subscribe a medical and hospitalization plan that offers no lifetime nor annual limit, we have no worry about not having sufficient limit of coverage when we need it many years later, knowing that the medical and hospitalization charges will only keep increasing over the time. The third item is room and board. Example, if you purchase a medical and hospitalization plan with the room and board limit is 200 ringgit and 150 days limit per year, insured will receive full reimbursement if the actual accommodation is less than 200 ringgit per day, the total days of hospitalization does not exceed 150 days in a calendar year, no additional room and board services ordered by the insured during the hospital confinement period. This is an example that shows room and board, unlimited day, and room and board here you can choose between 400 ringgit per day or 250 ringgit per day. Now, this is a very attractive plan whereby you can see it is stated as unlimited day, which means if so happen the treatment needed is for a quite significant period of time of hospitalization, then the insured will have no worry about not enough days of limitation to be hospitalized. And there is also another very attractive benefit here whereby it gives you automatic increment of room and board rate limit every 3 years. We know that hospital room and board rate will keep increasing from time to time. Acquiring a medical and hospitalization program that provide automatic increment in the room and board limit is crucial, so that we do not need to worry about having to pay about 25% of the overall hospitalization bill simply because our subscribed room and board rate is smaller than the actual charge rate. A better choice of room and board. Choosing a medical and hospitalization plan with two types of room and board limits, which is the medical plan actually give you value limit and room type limit. Should the room and board rate at the time of hospitalization is higher than the rate we subscribe, as long as we choose the room type that matches with the type we subscribe, we are required to pay for the room and board rates difference only. For example, room and board taken at hospitalization is a single bed room that costs 500 ringgit per day. But the room and board subscribed is single bed 350 per day. You can see that there is a 150 ringgit difference in the room and board rate. The policy owner only required to pay for 150 ringgit per day times total days of hospitalization. I have inserted an example of a medical plan that is available in the market. You can see clearly here, this plan offers three choices. Room and board 500 for basic suite, 350 ringgit per night for standard single bed, and 180 ringgit per night for double bedded. Depends which plan you choose. If the plan that you choose with 180 ringgit for double bedded, and when you need to be hospitalized in the future, whereby the room and board actual rate is more than 180, as long as you choose double bedded room, then you will only need to pay the difference of the room rate. Item number 4, outpatient treatment limit. Under this item, there are several small subjects. Subject number 1, consultation and diagnostic costs incurred within a stipulated time frame before the hospitalization took place. The cost incurred must be related directly to the cost of hospitalization in order to qualify for the reimbursement. With health awareness, most of us would go for health screening on regular basis. Imagine if your health screening report shows some alarming indications that certain part of your body may have health issue. What should you do next? My suggestion would be bring the health screening report and visit your regular doctor. Get your regular doctor's recommendation and a refer letter. Go and visit a good government hospital specialist center for a thorough checkup. Now you may ask me, you are insured under a medical plan. Shouldn't you go direct to a private hospital for a thorough checkup? Well, by all means, why not? But then the question is, the health screening report indicators may not actually lead you into being hospitalized for treatment. Only the thorough checkup result can show whether you do need to be hospitalized for treatment or whether you actually have significant health issue or not. So let's say you bring the health screening report and go to a panel hospital, which is usually a private hospital. And doctor usually apply a thorough checkup on you from head to toe. And there can only be two outcomes. The first outcome would be the doctor congratulate you, telling you that you are well and fit, no health issue, no problem, you can go back and continue enjoy your life. Now, if this is the result, what happened to the several thousand ringgit that you have paid for the thorough checkup? Sorry to say, you have to bear the payment yourself because you do not need to be hospitalized for treatment, therefore you cannot claim for reimbursement. Otherwise, the second outcome would be that you really have to be hospitalized for treatment. And if that is the case, your hospitalization will be borne by your medical card and you can get a reimbursement of all the thorough checkup fees that you have paid. Subject number 2, post-hospitalization care within the policy stipulated time frame that includes consultation costs incurred related to the hospitalization treatment, physiotherapy as instructed by the treating doctor, prescribed drug by the treating doctor. And there is one subject that we have to be aware of. Certain insurance companies deny reimbursement if the prescribed drug can be considered as supplement or vitamin. Subject number 3, accident and emergency treatment costs incurred within the policy stipulated time frame from the date of the accident. To effect for this reimbursement benefit, the insured must be treated for the accident-inflicted injury at a licensed hospital and successfully obtain reimbursement claim on the first treatment. Subject number 4, cancer. In this case, in Malaysia, usually we refer to radiotherapy or chemotherapy that do not need to be hospitalized. And number 5, kidney. And this is usually referred to as kidney dialysis. These two health issues usually require long-term medical care and therefore a long-term financial burden to the patient and his or her family. It is important to take note that even though there is always new cancer treating method made available, not all cancer treating methods are recognized by our Health Ministry and Insurance Association of Malaysia. What happens if the patient signs up for a new cancer treating method which is not recognized or not yet recognized by our Health Ministry and Insurance Association of Malaysia? Then the payment that the patient paid for this treatment would not be able to obtain reimbursement. So one must check with his or her insurance provider to ensure the treatment method is acceptable for reimbursement before signing up the treatment. Example of a better choice of outpatient kidney and cancer coverage. This part is extracted from one of the medical card plan. You can see here, outpatient kidney dialysis, full reimbursement, outpatient cancer treatment, also full reimbursement. Why this is important? Because treatment fees will only keep increasing from time to time. If you can have full reimbursement under outpatient treatment, then you have less worry about not having sufficient coverage to perform the treatment. This medical and hospitalization plan offers annual limit with outpatient kidney and cancer for full reimbursement, which means both outpatient treatments will be sharing the overall annual limit in any calendar year, because this medical plan only give you annual limit without lifetime limit. If you want to know more, you can actually click on the link below to watch the video presentation. This is a very limited outpatient treatment example. You can see here, outpatient cancer treatment per annum, which means per year, is only 40K, which is far beyond enough. Outpatient kidney dialysis, also 40K, 40,000 per year. This outpatient treatment limit is too small amount to meet the cost of outpatient treatment for kidney and cancer for now, not to mention years in the future. But luckily, this medical plan does offer a top-up of 120,000 ringgit per year of coverage. Allow me to emphasize that it's crucial to insure for critical illness and cancer care. If you cannot subscribe all stages reimbursement program, at least you get yourself insured for 36 critical illness protection. Why? Because outpatient treatment does not provide us cash. And medical plan, of course, does not provide us cash, which upon diagnosis of either of these health issues, we are most likely unable to resume our daily lives or perform income-generating tasks. Critical illness and cancer care programs pay cash to us as a financial support for our living expenses, home nursing aid, additional expenses derived from the health issue, children's expenses, as well as helping to meet our debts repayment. This is some reports that I would like to share with you all. You can see different part of cancer treatment cost differently. And the cancer treatment cost can go beyond 300,000. Economic impact of cancer in Malaysia. You can see here, we still have a lot of people who are not insured under cancer care or critical illness. So once the person diagnosed with intermediate stage or advanced stage of cancer, it is very likely that the person will suffer not only physically but financially. Bear in mind that outpatient treatment is based on pay and claim basis. The patient has to pay for the treatment fees and charges, submit the bill together with payment receipt and insurance company's claim form to the relevant insurance company to claim for reimbursement. Policy owner must submit for claim within the stipulated time frame in order to have the claim accepted, which is usually valid within 30 days from the date of treatment. Item number 5, daily hospital cash allowance. In general, All medical and hospitalization programs' daily hospital cash allowance is only paid when you were hospitalized at government hospital. But if you have a medical card, would you choose to be treated at the government hospital? So therefore, this benefit may not actually serve you at all. Item number 6, international emergency medical evacuation and repatriation of mortal remains. If you love to travel or a frequent traveler, it's an advantage to acquire a medical and hospitalization plan that provide this benefit. This policy coverage for this benefit will ensure that in the event that there are no medical facilities in your current location able to provide adequate treatment options, that you will be evacuated to the nearest center of medical excellence in order to undergo care. This may also involve emergency air transportation as part of emergency evacuation. Which means, let's say, you travel to a very remote town or village and something happened to you that you need emergency medical attention. But unfortunately, that particular area where you were in cannot provide the necessary medical treatment. Then you call the international number on your medical card. They will arrange helicopter or any means of transport to get you to be transported to the nearest hospital where they have the medical facility to treat you. But bear in mind that this benefit does not serve as a replacement for travel insurance. Whenever we travel, especially traveling to overseas, it is very important to get ourselves insured under a travel insurance. Item number 7, guaranteed renewal. When we subscribe to insurance protection plan, we assume we will be protected throughout the insured period as long as we serve the premium payment. But this may not apply to medical and hospitalization plan, as some insurers only reimburse once per disability or illness, and some may actually refuse your renewal after you have made a claim. It is crucial to determine that your medical and hospitalization plan offers guaranteed renewal, not limiting to one reimbursement per body section. This is because once we have claimed for treatment and refuse renewal, we are unlikely to be able to subscribe for another medical and hospitalization plan that covers the health issue that has been treated, as this is considered pre-existing condition and no insurance company would like to take up the risk. Our application may be accepted with exclusion and the possibility of loading. Worse still, some health issues may be considered as high risk and our application may be turned down totally. It's been another long slide. I hope this information would benefit you and offer you a better understanding about medical and hospitalization features. Do feel free to comment or ask questions, and I shall do my very best to answer. Next episode shall be the last one on this topic. We will discuss about exclusion and certain terms and conditions that we should be aware. See you next round.